What's going on, YouTubers? It is your boy, Deluxe Man. This is the Casual Viewer. This is our review of WWE Fastlane 2015.
Fuck you. Let's just start that off.
This show, it's like I said in my preview, it's a one-match show. The one match that was great was the match everyone cared about, which was Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. Everything else, pretty lackluster. Kind of felt like a 3-hour Raw at some points.
It felt like a gigantic promo for
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, and it wasn't a real match. It was just a gigantic.
It wasn't
promotion.
a real show. It was just pretty much what we thought it would be.
Remember, like a long time ago when it was a review before, but there was a comment, and it was genius. This is the trailer for WrestleMania.
Yep.
That's okay.
Yeah, but the real question is, did this show do what was necessary to get fans excited for WrestleMania 31? Or did it do the opposite and make fans groan and kind of feel like skipping the show? Let's start off with a rant. First off, this crowd sucked. I did not like this crowd. Look, I don't blame the crowd for not getting too into the show because this show overall, like I said, felt like a Raw. But it comes to a point where if you're just sitting down, you're just lukewarm, you're barely reacting to anybody, and the only people that get reactions are Randy Orton, John Cena, Damien Mizdow, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns.
Actually, you can't even count the Damien Mizdow thing because that was the pre-show.
Okay, well, I was trying to be fair, but...
Oh, come on, that's reaching.
True, I guess.
That's
all right,
reaching.
so Roman Reigns, Bryan, Orton, and Cena.
Yeah.
And you guys wonder why we don't get new people pushed. When you don't react to these new stars and you just sit on your hands when they're out there, yes, I get that their material isn't all that great, but you have to be fans of them. You have to support them. Otherwise, the company will not give them anything great. The reason why Damien Sandow and Miz have this great storyline is because you react to Damien Mizdow. You're reacting to what's happening between Cody Rhodes and Goldust. That's why they're getting all this good stuff. But when you sit on your hands for Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, when you sit on your hands for all these other great talents like Paige and all that, and they don't get anything, you can't really get mad at WWE because they're thinking, they don't get a reaction, why should we care?
Yeah, but if that's any indication on what happened tonight, they don't give a damn about the audience's opinion. Yeah. I mean, you do have a point that, hey, audience, if you want to say that you support this storyline more than that storyline, then yes, get up on your feet and make some noise. However, assuming WWE listens to you, then yeah, that's a proper strategy there.
You know, it was very telling that you sounded drunk because I think you had to be to enjoy this show overall. Starting off with the first match, it was a random-ass 6-man tag with Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback versus Rollins, Kane, and Big Show.
Pointless.
It didn't do anything for me. It just made me feel like these guys mean nothing. And they ultimately didn't mean anything because they lost to Rollins, Kane, and Big Show to set up who returning?
Actually, I don't even remember.
Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. RKO.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That did happen. That was the only part that was worth anything. Wait, is he a hero now?
Yes, he's a good guy.
Why?
Because...
What makes him a good guy now?
The story is Randy Orton was taken out by Seth Rollins, who took his spot as the Authority's chosen one. Now Randy Orton is envious of Rollins getting his spot, and he wants revenge.
Or you guys could work together and then be...
Nope.
But then if y'all team up, y'all be the strongest... Authority. What about...
You want to know why? Months ago, remember that whole RKO Vine stuff?
Yeah.
That's not popular anymore.
So?
But see, the thing is, they tried to capitalize on that. That's why they turned them face. Unfortunately, they did it at a time where he was doing a movie. And that's why he's been gone. Mm-hmm. And now I almost feel like, yeah, you brought him back, and I'm happy that he's back, by the way. But we're doing it at a time where the RKO out of nowhere kind of trend is kind of teetered. It's not as popular.
Well, no, I mean, they seem to do the same thing that they always do. They get a popular person, and he's the villain, right?
Yeah.
Then when he gets either a movie, a television, or a whatever deal, then he's gone, comes back, and then they say, oh, no, he's a hero. He's going to be the savior of the whatever. And it doesn't usually work.
Nope.
The only guy I know that can do it is The Rock.
Yeah.
But that's because I don't even think it's WWE. He just seems to have a good strategy going. It's like, if I'm going to do a movie, I'm going to talk a lot of crap, then leave, and then when I come back, finish it up.
I guess.
But
I don't know, man. I feel like clearly he's going after Seth Rollins for WrestleMania, which is cool. But you know what? We'll see what happens. I'm glad he's back. I just feel like they waited way too long to capitalize on the whole RKO out of nowhere business. Next match, I believe, is the Stardust versus Goldust match. Here's what I'm going to say. I was iffy about this match happening on the show because I wanted them to hold it off until WrestleMania. I like what they ultimately did here. The match itself, it was good until the ending. I feel like the match ended on a very bad note. I don't know if they botched the finish. It was kind of screwy. I get that that's what they had to do to continue it, but it just, you could have done something better to make me want to see it again. This was just kind of like, all right, we'll have the match and then have it end in a BS way to make you want to see it again. When honestly, you could have not had the match and just had them confront each other backstage. But regardless, match was fine. We gave it 3 stars, but that promo backstage afterwards, you have Goldust and his father.
That story before, that story after. Look, shame on you, WWE, because you have shown me that if you tried, you can produce A-level type of storylines for the characters that aren't always in the spotlight. But my problem is that, and we're going to get into this, is that why are you producing this really good storyline for this match, but the previous match, nothing. The match that's going to come up, nothing. You're giving me a bunch of D's, WWE, but there was an A right here.
Right.
I actually give a damn.
The promo with Goldust before the match, talking about how he's going to rip Cody, well, he's going to rip Goldust out of Cody to the point where he doesn't want to put on the face paint anymore.
What do you mean, Stardust?
No, Goldust.
Oh, okay.
Goldust is the older brother.
Oh, okay.
And Cody Rhodes is Stardust.
Right.
Yeah, so he's going to rip Cody to shreds to the point that he just gets rid of the paint. And then afterwards, when Cody cut that awesome promo, beats up Goldust and tells his father,
You killed
Cody. You know, referencing all the gimmicks that he's had, all the stuff that he had to go through just to be relevant, and he's still not where he wants to be. This is good storytelling. People forget how awesome Cody Rhodes is, man, and I'm telling you, this is gonna be an awesome feud, and I feel like I really want the WWE to capitalize on this and take them to the freaking moon, but I almost feel like they're gonna screw it up. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna be positive. I love this.
I'm afraid they might screw it up.
Well, I love this. Don't screw it up, okay? Mm-hmm. Keep it going. This is one of the best things going for this company right now, honestly. But moving on to the Tag Team Championship match.
Speaking of storylines that are nonsense and don't make any sense.
Man. Tell them how this match happened, by the way.
So, like, the Uso was going on a double date with like his wife and this other lady.
Yeah, and her husband.
And her husband, what was it, Tyson Kidd?
Yeah.
And then Tyson Kidd was like, I don't like you, Uso, and your wife's a bitch. And then Uso was like, I'm not going to take your crap, you freckle phrase cartoon. And then, like, Tyson, like, flipped over the table and punched him in the face.
Such good storytelling, guys. It's compelling.
And then out of nowhere, the wife's like, I tried. This is your fault. This is your fault, Uso. And then they decided to fight in the ring, and it was a standard match, and the Usos lost. And I cared less. I didn't care before, and I certainly don't care now.
Here's what I'm going to say. A match like this, honestly, with the right storyline and the right storytelling, could have torn the house down. But this lazy-ass booking, it's got to stop, man. It really has. I am happy for the Brass Ring Club, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, for winning the tag team championships. I think they're going to be great tag team champions. I'm happy for them. I almost feel like it's going to be short, though, because I fear that the Usos are going to win it back soon, as in tomorrow night soon. I hope I'm wrong. I would like those guys.
The real question is, does it matter if they get it back?
It probably doesn't.
Because, I mean, so what?
They don't really put a lot of emphasis on the tag team division or the tag team championships.
They used to when the Usos first got in the scene.
Right, but hopefully as time goes by, we hear that primetime players, we hear that these are new tag teams. Lucha Underground? No, Lucha Dragons is coming up and others are starting to form. So maybe down the line, we'll start to get more interest behind these tag team championships. But right now, I'm just Usos, Brass Ring Club, Ascension. Let's get some more interest, guys. I gave it 3 stars because I like the fact that Cesaro and Tyson Kidd won. It was a standard match, so it was harmless.
3.
3 it is. Next up is the Divas Championship.
Skip. No, okay, I'm playing. Okay, look. It's, I don't know what even to say. It was a Divas match.
It got time.
I didn't expect nothing, and I didn't get anything.
Yeah, it was blah. Nikki won by grabbing Paige's tights, and they're going to continue their feud. They're going to continue their feud into WrestleMania.
What feud? I completely missed the reason why these 2 women are fighting. Oh wait, am I supposed to care?
No. Let's talk about Triple H and Sting.
You mean the babe with the bats and all that? Yay!
Yay! They're gonna have a match at WrestleMania, guys. Sting came out.
If you hadn't noticed, because they referenced it.
No. Check this out. Sting came out, and he had a bat. And then he did this thing where he stuck it in Triple H's throat when he had a sledgehammer. But no, the bat is mightier than the sledgehammer.
And then he pointed it
at the WrestleMania sign. And we're like, oh my God.
And then he pointed it back at Triple H.
And we're like, what does that mean?
And then he pointed it back at the sign.
What does that mean?
And then he pointed it back at Triple H.
What does that mean? Huh? Do you think it could mean that they're having a match at WrestleMania? Nah.
No, they're going to go for milk and cookies.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. This segment was... Triple H is representing WWE, Sting is representing WCW, and it's like,
yeah, but isn't this like 15 years ago too late?
Yeah.
Okay.
Granted, Sting versus anybody might be 15 years too late, but the point is...
No, I mean, it's great. No, like, look, straight up, I don't know much about Sting, but like him fighting anybody is cool because of the fact that he got brought back. But my problem is that, like, I mean, Triple H keeps bringing up this whole WCW versus WWE, and all I can think of is like, you do know that anyone that knows anything about what you're talking about doesn't care because WCW was over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And even if there is someone that cares, they already had previous WCW wrestlers fight before.
Right.
And no one went with this rivalry thing. Hell, unless they're going to bring it up so that it's Sting and all the other used-to-be WCW people to try to overthrow. Like, you know, if it was that kind of storyline, maybe I get into it. But honestly, it's like, don't bring it up unless you're going to do something about it.
I just feel like when you have Sting in the company, Triple H, I don't think is a guy I would necessarily say I want to see him fight. Taker and Sting, for sure. Sting and Cena, okay, you can argue with that some way. Sting and Bray Wyatt, okay. Sting and Randy Orton, okay. But
Sting and Daniel Bryan.
Sting and Daniel Bryan. Okay, you got any more?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm happy Sting is here. Fighting Triple H
Makes no sense.
I'm not necessarily on board with, because it's kind of obvious who's going to come out of this feud. What sense would it make for Sting to lose to Triple H? It makes no sense. You kind of already know he's going to beat him. Will it be a good match? Most likely.
No, the question of whether or not it's going to be a good match isn't the issue. The question of whether or not is it going to be a good match is not the issue. The issue is, why is this match happening at all?
Right.
That's the real money.
And they'll tell you because he tried to take his job away and shit like that. He's trying to ruin his WWE legacy. And
how? The reason that everybody was so psyched is because he already has a legacy and people know him. That's why you brought him in the first place.
It's the more you think about it, this starts to unravel. The more you just start to go, is this really a good idea? But well,
I mean, if they brought up a no-name WCW wrestler that people forgot and did this, I would understand. It's like, well, who the hell is this guy? Oh, he used to be a WCW. Oh, wait, so if he does that, then he can actually get a legacy going.
Yeah.
All right, that might work. But Sting already has a legacy because I don't fucking know. The promotion's already told us this.
Okay, but give us your thoughts on that down below. Moving on to the Intercontinental Championship. Dean Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett. I have a new saying for Dean Ambrose. You ready for it, guys? Don't expect Dean Ambrose to win. That's the new saying. Because when you expect him to win, he always loses. How about we start expecting him to lose, and then he might win? Because he lost in this match in a DQ. We're going to continue the feud to WrestleMania. I am pretty sure he'll win it then.
Yet again, another trailer.
Let's just move it forward to WrestleMania. But I do say the ending was nice. He stole the championship. We have a storyline. Now, I might actually care for it at WrestleMania. You have 5 weeks. Right? Thoughts?
This was a trailer. This could have been used for a better storyline for something else.
Yeah.
This could have I don't even if they would have actually taken some time and actually because they kept talking about Sheamus coming back. I mean, this could have been a great.
I'm happy he didn't come back, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Not right in this show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway,
all right. One of the best parts of the show for me, the return of the dead man, or was it? We have the whole Undertaker entrance with the people coming out in robes. There's a casket. It opens up. Who is it?
Bray Wyatt.
The Eater of Worlds cuts an awesome promo calling out the Undertaker for WrestleMania. There you go. It's set in stone. We are getting Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. I'm excited. People are not, though.
Okay, I will admit that the promo was fantastic because it fits with both characters.
Right, and it's good to see Bray Wyatt feel awesome again. You know what I'm saying?
But I will admit that I'm not really that excited for the match, per se. Because, let me put it this way. I think Bray Wyatt is great. But if I were to, grade, the wrestlers by, let's say just for example, this doesn't have to be set in stone, but let's say the greatest of all of the wrestlers are S and then A, B, C, and so on.
Okay.
You know, The Undertaker is an S.
Wow, I agree.
Okay, he's up there with legendary, all of that.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bray Wyatt.
Well, no, it was gonna be Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah.
S.
What about The Rock?
I would say he's an S.
Okay.
I mean, come on. He's not only he can go.
Okay.
Be gone, come back, still a crowd pleaser.
Okay.
But
so where does Bray Wyatt fit?
That's my thing, though.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar. I'm thinking and this is just me right now.
Okay.
He's an A.
Yeah.
Because he's nowhere near an Undertaker, but then he did beat the Undertaker.
So he's an A. Yeah.
But I'm just saying right now he's an A. Bray Wyatt, I would say he's not that he's a bad wrestler.
Yeah.
Or anything, because I like him.
Yeah.
But if I were to put him in anything, he'd be a B. So why does he get to go up against an S?
Because.
Oh, damn it. Why?
Dude. Hopefully, and this is what I'm hoping comes out of this feud, the plan is to have Bray Wyatt beat The Undertaker so he can become an A, maybe even an S one day. Now, if he goes to WrestleMania and loses to Taker, what have he really done?
Well, but then I wouldn't be surprised, though.
But that's just it, though. I mean...
But, I mean, that's why I'm saying that it's almost pointless. It almost seems like this is what they're really doing. Yeah. They're trying to hype up, really, Brock Lesnar's cred.
Yeah.
Because since he's the only one that beat The Undertaker, and Bray Wyatt can't beat The Undertaker, the only reason that Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
The only reason Bray Wyatt would win is so that we can slowly but surely go to the whole Undertaker's retiring plan.
Right.
If that's the storyline they're going with. Otherwise, they're going with the only person that could defeat The Undertaker is Brock Lesnar.
Right.
And then the next time, they're going to have another match, and then he wins, then they're even.
But it can still go either way. That's what I'm saying, though.
Oh, I mean, definitely. It can go either way. I'm just saying that either one of those storylines, I'm like, either way they're going with it, what's the point of this match?
Hopefully to get Bray Wyatt over. Okay. Next up is the United States Championship match. John Cena versus Rusev. I want to go first and let me say this. I am happy John Cena is not in the world title picture. I'm happy he's helping out a younger talent. I'm happy he lost to Rusev. I'm happy about all of that. That's great booking. This match sucked, though. I want to say the stuff that I liked to let you know that I'm not crying and moaning like, oh, so Cena's not in the main event, so you're not happy. No, I am happy. Ultimately, it wasn't the best match in the world, but the outcome I am fine with. It was harmless, you know. The outcome I'll take. You know, we got a pretty lackluster match, but what I got, I'll take this sour grape and just deal with it, you know. But I still feel like, after seeing this match, I'm just like, we got to get another rematch of this at WrestleMania, and John Cena has to beat him. You know Cena's going to get a rematch, right? And you know he's going to beat him, right? Just like he beat The Rock. Just like he beat everyone else he lost to.
Well, you want to know my theory?
What?
I think they're just going to do the underdog play all over again, where he's going to lose a lot and then come back from the bottom to the top and be awesome again. But like I told you before, what I'm pissed about is it's like he's a championship boxer still going in the ring as a challenger.
Yeah.
You won already. Act like a winner. Act like it, because you keep talking about they keep throwing all these things at me, but I'm still here. It's like, no. Yes, you're still there and all that, but no. Look, no. Say no. I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
I didn't win all these matches to lose to you. You're gonna lose. Period. But no. Instead, it's this whole like.
I will never give up. I will continue to fight.
I will never give up. I will never surrender. And I'm like, but you won, though. But you already won. Stop coming in.
If I was John Cena, I'd be talking down on his ass. Like, you gonna beat me? You know who the hell I am? 15-time champion John Cena, bitch.
Well, because it's like, I don't need, like, all that kind of arrogance, honestly. But there is that moment where it's like...
There's gotta be some type of confidence what I'm talking about.
Come into this like the champion you're supposed to be.
Not like
this.
Not
the challenger that doesn't have the belt, because you have the belt. Last time I checked. Well,
15-time champion. He doesn't have the belt, but he's a 15-time champion. He might as well have the belt.
Yeah.
He's the face of WWE. I mean, but he feels like he's on the chase.
Well, I mean, because that's the part I don't understand. It's like, why are you pretending to be the underdog? Is that because of the kids? Otherwise, act like the champion you are. But hey, whatever.
What do we know?
I'm just the casual guy.
And I'm just a wrestling fan. Like I said, he lost, so I'm happy. Passed out to the accolade. That's the cleanest it's going to get. Yes, he low-blowed him. But he passed out to the accolade. He's not going to make him tap. He most likely won't even pin him. That is the cleanest you're going to get with Rusev. If he beats him again. Which is not going to happen. If they have a rematch, Cena will win. That's how it has to be, guys. I'm sorry. That's WWE for you. But with that said, let's talk about the main event. The winner goes on to fight Brock Lesnar. It's Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. Was the match great? Yes. We gave it 4 stars. Was it Roman Reigns' best match as a singles competitor? I say yes. What do you think?
No.
Oh, really? What was his best match?
Honestly, like...
Randy Orton at SummerSlam? That was the only one he had.
Well, there was that other match where it was like him and 2 other people at the same time, right?
What? The Shield?
No, I mean, it was like him versus another guy, but I can't...
The Fatal 4-Way at Battleground?
Maybe, but honestly, I don't remember. But me, it's like, I was not impressed by this, honestly.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to let you tell your story. You go first, because here's my thing. If I come up here and I talk, the fans are like, well, of course you didn't like it. You're the Daniel Bryan mark. You're not going to give Roman Reigns a chance. You know what? You talk. Let's see what he has to say.
What are your questions, sir?
How'd you feel about the match?
I didn't like it.
Tell us why.
Well, because...
Here we go.
When this ended, and Daniel Bryan lost.
And he did. Clean.
He did lose, and he did lose cleanly. He got up, tapped Roman Reigns on the chest, saying, "You better win, and you better kick his ass." And then they shook hands, and then they walked off. And then he walked off the stage. And then... Okay. That's bullshit, first off. Because from all I've known about Roman Reigns, they keep trying to prop him up by giving him cred of beating other people that the fans love.
Yep.
And the idea that they're making it so that Daniel Bryan gave Roman Reigns his blessing to go up against Brock Lesnar,
got his respect, saying that he's better than him and shit like that,
is ridiculous considering everything that happened before. No one cares unless they're really going on the whole idea that, well, this is generating a lot of attention, so we're going to keep going with it and piss off the fans because, hey, we're getting a reaction. It's not positive, but it's still making money. All I can think of is like, okay, so what if he wins? I don't care.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Roman Reigns is ready to be world champion?
I didn't think he was ready to go against Daniel Bryan, much less...
Casual viewer! He's the casual viewer, and he's saying this. Let me ask you this. Do you think he could... Oh, not could. Do you think he will be a good world champion?
No. But, okay, let's go back to the scale I was going with, okay?
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, A.
A.
Let's just, straight up, A.
A.
Roman Reigns, I'm being generous in saying he's a B.
I think he's a C.
Okay.
And, see, I hear you guys right now. You're just hating because your boy lost. No. Watching this match, I almost feel like I really did want to get into this guy.
Actually, okay, you know what?
But
Better yet, comments. Here's the thing. I know next to nothing about Roman Reigns besides the fact that he was part of the Shield. I know way more about Daniel Bryan. He was the guy that was trying to prove something.
Yeah.
He was the guy that wanted to be the face. He was the guy that blood, sweat, and tears got up there, and then it got taken from him.
Yeah.
Unlawfully. And then he's still up there giving his all. Who the fuck is Roman Reigns? All I know is that he's part of the Shield, and then one of the Shield members betrayed him. I know more about that asshole than him.
This is ridiculous. Look, this is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to ask you the final question in a second.
Okay.
You know, a lot of fans were telling me that I should be happy that Roman Reigns won because the WWE is sticking to their guns, and it's someone new, and we're going to make a new star and stuff like that. The final question I have for you, Joel, is, are you excited for WrestleMania 31 in terms of the main event? Be real with me. If no other match, like no Goldust and Stardust, no Miz Dow Miz, no Bryan in any match.
If I am just judging based on the main
event
of WrestleMania, I don't give a flying fuck.
And that, my friends, is why I feel like ultimately, yes, WWE stuck to their guns. And they did. But ultimately, I kind of feel like, was this the best decision ultimately?
I hope this pays off for y'all, because I don't see it.
I hope you're happy. You know what? I have my opinions. Are you happy with this? Because ultimately what matters is the masses, all right? I'm just one guy. We're just two people. We cannot like it, and that's fine. But if the majority of you are completely fine with this, none of this, I'll deal with it. No. Are you excited for this? Because if you're not, that just proves this was a bad idea. Okay?
It's because, okay, if you want to know what, okay, I got a question for you.
What's
Why
that?
aren't you excited about it?
Because ultimately, it's a match between two people I just really don't want to see fight. I'm not invested in Roman Reigns. And quite frankly, when it comes to Brock freaking Lesnar, let me tell you how freaking strong this guy is. You saw the Royal Rumble match between Seth Rollins and John Cena. Mm-hmm. He took 4 attitude adjustments, a curb stomp, a freaking elbow through a table, broke his ribs, still won the match, defeated the streak, the Undertaker streak, dominated John Cena, held that championship for how long? About 6 months? Mm-hmm. And I'm supposed to think that Roman Reigns, who has beaten Daniel Bryan, who has beaten Randy Orton, but hasn't beaten John Cena, hasn't beaten Bray Wyatt, hasn't beaten The Undertaker, hasn't even proven to me that he can do what Daniel Bryan did, which was beat Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton in the exact same night. I'm supposed to think this guy can beat Brock Lesnar. And you want me to get excited because he's new. No, here's why you want me to get excited. You want me to get happy because you think Seth Rollins is going to cash in. Let's be real, okay? These guys are happy for one guy and one guy only, Seth Rollins. You guys are banking, you are hoping, you are living on the fact that Seth Rollins will cash in. Let me break this to you. What if he doesn't cash in? What if he cashes in and it's against Brock Lesnar and Lesnar kicks his ass? Because I guarantee you, if Lesnar beats Reigns, Rollins isn't going to beat him. Okay? Rollins will not beat Lesnar. They have booked him too strong.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because there is a possibility.
He is leaving too, so maybe that's what's going to happen.
Well, no, it's like, look, there's a possibility because there's a lot of ways this can go. One theory is that Brock Lesnar fights Roman Reigns lose. But then Seth Rollins comes in with a weakened Brock Lesnar and tries to win it. I don't think that'll happen. And even if that does happen, most likely he'll just come in, he'll beat both of them and prove how Brock Lesnar is tough and all that. But my problem, I'm not excited because I don't care whether or not Brock Lesnar wins or loses. Because if he loses against Roman Reigns is still a B. I don't care if he beats Brock Lesnar. Because it doesn't mean that he's more powerful than John Cena or The Undertaker or any of that. It should, you would think. But no, it doesn't. And then if Brock Lesnar wins, it's like, well, no shit. It's Brock Lesnar. So why should I care if he fights him?
This is what happens when you rush people to the main event scene. You have to let fans naturally get behind them. And I feel like the reason why Reigns has a mixed reaction and not a huge, massive babyface pop is because you forced him way too fast into that main event scene. If you would have taken your time with them, and I get that Lesnar might be gone. Oh well. But what you're gonna do what you're gonna do anyways. They're gonna have to have him win if Lesnar win. If Lesnar leaves, they're gonna have to have him win.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to. But would he be accepted as a babyface champion? At this point in time, I don't think he will. They might have to turn him heel. I don't know. And again, people are banking on Seth Rollins cashing in. But we don't even know if that's going to happen. What if he doesn't cash in? What if he cashes in and then doesn't win the championship? It's a lot of coulds. Could this match impress me? Maybe. Maybe 5 weeks from now, we'll be like, oh my God, one of the greatest matches of all time.
I don't see it.
I don't see it. No, I don't really see it. Comment section right now. You're just mad because Daniel Bryan lost. No, I'm not mad that Daniel Bryan lost. What I'm mad about is one thing. The result of the match ultimately told me that the better man isn't going to have the match that I feel like he should have. But what do I know? The WWE is a corporate company. They're going to push whoever they want to push, despite who the fans want. Which is bad business, but what do I know? Again, if you're excited, if you're like, oh my God, I can't wait for Reigns and Lesnar, let us know down below. Because again, we're just two people. Okay? Let us know. I mean, WrestleMania 31 is in 5 weeks, guys. At this point in time, I'm not necessarily jumping to see it. But that was Fastlane. I feel like this was a lackluster show. Like, two great things happened. The main event and the stuff with Bray Wyatt and Taker. Everything else just felt like Raw. So, watch those two things. And the Cody Rhodes and Goldust stuff. That's it. So, any final thoughts on the show? Whoa. WrestleMania season, guys. Here it comes. This is your boy, the Lex Man, casual viewer is leaving, so peace.